Hey guys, Gary here. The Toyota Supra has had an interesting history. First off, what does the word Supra mean? It's from the Latin prefix meaning to surpass or go beyond. I think this name has done wonders for this model and allowed it to become legendary. Let's get started with the Toyota Supra history in the USA. The first generation or Mark I Toyota Supra started out on the same platform as the Celica in 1978. At this point, Toyota wanted to create a Dawson Z-Car competitor and it did not have a chassis to use, so they integrated it with the Celica. It was a lift-back style which differentiated itself from the Celica with a longer front end and was also more upscale. You can see the differences in these photos. Living back then, you'd see commercials like this.
This is sporty and powerful. This gives me comfort and pleasure. But I'd like both in one car.
Supra, you got it. The incredible new Toyota Celica Supra, the powerful pleasure. Supra, you got it. Interior touches that are unexpected. Supra, you got it. 6 fuel-injected cylinders. Supra, count on it because it's built by Toyota.
Incredible.
When you got it, you got it. Toyota.
In modern day language, it would be like, "You got this, bruh." The Supra version of the Celica had an inline-six engine called the 5ME to match its longer front proportions, while the shorter Celica received a 4-cylinder engine. The 6-cylinder engine was smoother and more powerful. It was also the first of Toyota's engines to receive electronic fuel injection and came with a 5-speed manual or 4-speed automatic. There was also independent suspension and disc brakes at all 4 corners. The first generation Supra ended in 1981, but prior to its end, Toyota released a sports performance package with raised white letters on the tires, front and rear spoiler, and a sport suspension package. Oh, this was also the year that they stopped using the 8-track tape player. Toyota released the second generation or Mark II Toyota Celica Supra in 1982, which was again based off the same platform as the Celica. There were visual differences between the two models, such as the headlights and front bumpers. It was also longer and wider with more fender flare in the wheel arches. The Supra version were all mechanically identical, but sold in 2 trims, referred to as P-Type for performance and L-Type for luxury. I've listed a short summary of the differences here on this screen, so feel free to pause and review. It was offered with a new 2.8-liter dual overhead cam inline-6 engine named the 5MGE, with option of 5-speed manual or 4-speed automatic transmission. The Celica received a 4-cylinder again. The independent suspension for this generation was designed and tuned by Lotus. The second generation Celica Supra ended in 1985, but Toyota overproduced them, so the remaining models, which were all performance types, were sold alongside the third generation Supra and fourth generation Celica, which leads us to 1987. The 1987 Toyota Supra came out in mid-1986, which finally separated itself from the Celica model. The third generation or Mark III Supra remained rear-wheel drive, while the fourth generation Celica moved on to the front-wheel drive T platform. The Supra now shared the same platform with the Japanese market Sora. This third generation Supra still had the 80s styling with pop-up headlights and body style. A new naturally aspirated 3-liter dual overhead cam inline-6 was also introduced for this generation with 4 cams in each cylinder head, known as the 7MGE. Later on, in 1987, the turbocharged version of this engine was introduced called the 7MGTE. Both engines were offered with a 5-speed manual or 4-speed automatic transmission, but the 5-speed turbo version was more durable to sustain its power output and called the R154. There were other engine options offered elsewhere in the world, such as the 1JZ GTE and 1G GTE. This generation introduced the double wishbone suspension with forged aluminum upper arms to reduce weight, and disc brakes were also supplied at all 4 corners. A sport package was released for the naturally aspirated model, which included a clutch-type limited slip differential. The turbo models all had clutch-type LSDs as standard. This was only the start of the Supra's popularity. The fourth generation or Mark IV Supra was introduced in 1993. Toyota was working on it since 1990 and testing it in the previous A70 chassis. Testing with the fourth generation body wasn't done until 1992. It was designed to compete with the other Japanese supercars, such as the 300ZX RX-7, NSX, and 3000 GT. The 1993 body style is shorter, lower, wider, and sleek. Not only that, they were also able to reduce 220 pounds by use of lightweight materials. There were two engine offerings, the naturally aspirated 2JZ GE and the legendary twin-turbo 2JZ GTE. The twin turbos operated as a sequential system compared to a traditional parallel system. There was also a 5-speed manual and 4-speed automatic transmission offered for these two motors, but a much stronger GetRag 6-speed transmission was only available for the twin-turbo 2JZ GTE. This generation Supra can be seen in popular movies like the Fast and the Furious franchise and many race events around the world. As with other Japanese supercars of this time, slow sales, a weak Japanese yen, emissions, and the direction of the car market towards SUVs and minivans caused its demise in 1998 for the US market. It was still sold elsewhere in the world until 2002. It's now 2017 and we haven't seen a successor to the Toyota Supra for the past 15 years. It still has a massive following after all this time. Toyota already has the GT86, which is their entry-level sports car, but no mid-level or halo sports car to move up to after that. This is a void that needs to be filled by Toyota because buyers in this price range are moving to other car manufacturers. There were earlier Supra rumors with the FT1 concept, which appeared at several venues to test public interest. But now it seems that there is hope for enthusiasts with recent spy shots and testing of the Mark V Toyota Supra. Engine options have ranged from a 4-cylinder turbo, BMW inline-6 turbo, V6 hybrid, and twin-turbo V6. There hasn't been a lot of information out confirming anything else, and it seems that Toyota is being hush-hush until they can get a better idea on the finalized product. Toyota has brought back cars like the MR2 and Celica, which have returned back to the discontinued bucket because it didn't meet expectations. Will this new Supra be a flop, or will it rightfully replace the legendary Mark IV Supra as Toyota's Halo performance supercar? I hope you guys enjoyed watching the history of the Toyota Supra in the USA. Like and subscribe if you found this informational. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.